I'm Charlotte Kilroy. I'm 12 years old. I'm a 7th grade homeschooler and I live in Arlington, Massachusetts. Today I'm going to be making a seared chicken breast with creamy red onion sauce, sweet potato and kale salad with honey lime vinaigrette. Alright, now I have most of my sweet potatoes and kale prepped in my bowl, so I'm going to cut up the rest of the kale. I'm going to show you how I cut it, the rest of the kale and the sweet potatoes. So I'll fold it in half, and then I'll cut out this rib, just straight down. You want to get all of it. And I'm gonna save these to bring to the horses that I ride and work with. I'm going to save the ribs and I'll feed them to the horses as a snack. So then, I'm going to cut my sweet potato into a little cube. I'm gonna make this knife sharper because it's safer to cut with a sharp knife so you don't cut your fingers off. You don't want to cut your fingers off. So I'm just going to cut these up into small pieces. And I love sweet potatoes a lot. I love sweet potatoes and kale because they're super yummy, and I also love healthy foods. I believe that it's so good for me because usually people say healthy food doesn't taste good. So I'm going to use a lot of oil just so they get a nice coating on them. And then I'm going to use a good bit of salt. And it makes them nice and crispy and it gets a really nice flavor. And just mix them up. And I know my mom can definitely agree with me on this. I love to get my hands dirty. I love to touch everything. I will grab my pan and put these right on. And I preheated my oven to 400 degrees. And I'm going to spread them out over my pan, nice and even, so they'll cook evenly. Alright, now I'm going to cut my onion. I'm going to start on my sauce with my chicken and my red onion. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to cut off this top part. I love onions, but they really get me. I tear up a lot when I cut onions. I'm just going to take off this outside layer. Alright. And then I'm going to cut off that bottom part because we don't need that. And then I take this half and I'm going to try to keep it together as much as I can, but that's okay if it's not together totally. I'm just going to cut this part really nice and thin, so then these will break up easily in the pan, which I'm going to turn on and put some oil in. And I like to put the oil in while it's heating up so that the oil will heat up and it'll move better around the pan. And I learned mostly to make sauces. I've watched my mom make sauces a lot. And I love making sauces because you can play with the flavors and the textures. And I think they're a really great component to any protein or salad. And my eyes are starting to tear up. I really love the taste of red onions because they're a little bit tangy, but then they're sweet. Alright, so I've got my onions cooking, sauteing over here, and I've got my chicken in between two pieces of plastic wrap. And I'm just going to pound it out just a little so it's all flat, it's even, and then I'm going to grab some salt on this side. I love salt, it's the best. And I want to make sure I get a bunch of salt on there, and then I'm going to pick it up with my tongs. I'm going to put it in my pan that's already been heating up, as you can tell, and put salt on this side. And then when that's done, I'm going to start on my... Alright, so my chicken is done. I'm going to put it on this plate. And I'm going to start on my sauce. And my onions are done. They've softened up, but I don't want them to brown. So I'm going to turn this on a low heat. Do a couple splashes of this white wine. And then I'm going to get all of this fond off of the pan. And then I'm going to add a tablespoon of unsalted butter and make a roux. This butter. And then I'm going to put a tablespoon of flour and then a cup of liquid into my sauce. And then I'm going to put my onions in and season it with salt and pepper. And I love to make sauces because they're really creative and you can play with the flavors and the textures. And I learned how to make sauces by watching my mom. A lot of my cooking knowledge is from my mom. And I've watched her cook ever since I was little. And I learned from her, and now I'm going to take this chicken stock and do about 3/4 of a cup of this stock, and I'm going to put that in here and mix that all together. I'm going to do about 1/4 cup of heavy cream and get it into my sauce. And then I'm going to whisk it up. And I want to make sure everything is all well incorporated in there. And then once that's all good in there, I'm going to grab my onions, and they've softened up, but I don't want them to brown. I'm going to grab my onions and put them into my sauce. And then I'm going to get everything from here so I can get the nice onion flavor. Important and overpowering. And now I'm just going but you don't undersalt it. I'm going to use some black pepper for a nice flavor. And I love just salt and pepper because it's simple, but it's still delicious. And that's my sauce. So I took my sweet potatoes and kale out of the oven. They're nice and crispy and delicious. And I cooked up some pancetta and I put it in this jar to make my vinaigrette. And in my salad, I'm going to add some pomegranate seeds. And that's going to add some nice sweet taste. I'm going to add sunflower seeds for some crunch. And then I'm going to mix it up a little. And we have all these flavors going on. We have sweet and bitter and crunchy. And then we're going to have a little bit of spicy with a jalapeno. And so I've got some lime juice from one lime. I'm going to add it in here, the pancetta and the pancetta fat. And I'm going to add some honey. I don't want to add too much. I don't want it to overpower. I'm going to add about a spoonful. It's like a tablespoon of honey. And then I'm going to add half of a green jalapeno for some spice. So we'll have all these different flavors in the vinaigrette. And then more salt. Always more salt. Always salty. And then a little bit of pepper just to kind of bring it all together. And I'm going to add half the oil and then the other half of the oil after. It'll help emulsify it better. And it'll mix in better so it's not like clumpy and gross. Because that's not good. So then I'm going to take this, make sure the lid is screwed on tight, and then shake it on. Shake it. I like to shake things. I used to make butter and we used to shake it and it's so tiring. Alright, so after it's shaken up, I'm just going to add this over my salad and mix it up really well so you get all the flavors. And then just want to mix it so it's well coated. My seared chicken with red onion cream sauce and my sweet potato kale salad with honey lime vinaigrette. We're having this for dinner tonight. I hope my 4 siblings like it. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you on Chop Jr.